sure both of these players have played hundreds, if not thousands of games.
Dillon,
Plenty.
this seems to do to you. The Mowgli
On the
mine is lore a little bit early. Maybe you can find
the best term.
even be the questing to Emerald Chromacon and locked in all.
Have you got any
to see get over that threshold and maybe affect? I think to be bad vision. I get these guys
in the chat.
Oh, they world we are
very at home and just
to keep it look kind of cool though for sure. I think they do look kind of cool. So not gonna lie, as I think it's cool enough here. So checking the hand, Dillon on the draw, looking at Jonathan Lam. He has that sail on two.
Sail.
And I love starting.
We're putting the genie down.
I love when I'm playing these Sapphire decks, and I am playing Sail the Azurite Sea. I love to be able to have those in the opening hand. Makes that altar a little more free, and you can kind of curtail your hand a bit better to kind of set yourself up a little bit. As we're seeing some of those high calls, uninkables back to the deck, it seems. And Sail goes.
But one thing when you're playing this deck now, if you keep the Sail on the draw, and your opponent Mowgli's turn 2 and snatches a snail out of your hands, it is just makes you physically ill, because then you just ink and pass on turn 2, and you are having a very sad game after that.
And it looks like Jonathan Lam might be considering, and we will pass it off.
Sail Genie Elsa. I think we've seen this curve once or twice before, JDZ. Have you ever seen anyone go down that route?
I've seen this one many a time before, but I am so hungry for a one-cost character. Like, I would love to see a Basil or one of those, even one of those Palace Guards, excuse me, Royal Guards in my hand here, just to kind of help contest the early game. That would be an absolute vibe, where Dillon is going to send back 3 cards there.
And what Into the Unknown is that? Sorry, Let It Go. Was that one of the promo Let It Goes?
That might be.
I think I might have spied one there.
Yeah, that might have been one of those, and I believe this Luminaire has like 8 or 9 copies of that card.
Wow, so Jonathan just flexing here. I like to see it.
For sure. He's a very accomplished player. He has a lot of success last season, and I think he had a ton more success this season, just trying to finish the climb and become a DLC champion as well. Is going to be Jonathan Lam, a.k.a. Lamb Chops, as we are shuffling these decks one final time.
All right. And, yeah, did you see how many cards Dillon altered? I missed that one. But
I think he sent back 3, kept keeping
so
4 in hand.
Probably got a pretty good hand then, yeah.
Yeah, both Illuminators seem like they have a pretty significant. Oh, if we try to get a little final cut there coming in from Dillon.
The reverse cut, but yeah.
I like that.
All right, this is a good looking hand here from Jonathan. I think he'll be feeling good about this one. The only thing we're missing though might be a one-cost character. I don't see one.
We don't have it. We do have that Junior Woodchuck guidebook. We have that Elsa. We don't even have we have a 4-cost character in the form of Genie, and also that Iago.
Iago, yeah. Do you think you go for the Iago here? That's we got 3 copies of Delamoon's Lullaby in Dillon's deck, so sometimes when you play the Iago out, if it just gets an action that targets it, it can completely blow you out.
It'll set you back a time. So this will be an interesting play. If I'm learning Blurple, I'm gonna pay attention to that 4-turn play. I still think we might lean on that Genie, because that Delamoon Lullaby is a thing that you have to worry about. Into the Unknown is going to be added from deck to hand. But you have to kind of watch out for these Mowglis as well, as Let It Go goes down to the Inkwell. I might not be shocked or surprised to see that Into the Unknown find its way out of here soon. But the Mowgli, I think you have no resistance. You're going to lose a card here if Mowgli comes down. Or Ursula.
Yeah, that's pretty slow, though. So this is always the line that you've got to walk when you're playing the Dogs deck. It's like just developing a single one-quester on turn 2 often doesn't feel good. So sometimes you just got to develop 2 characters, try and build up towards your tramp. Ooh, and yeah, Dillon will be very happy to see that 2nd copy of Into the Unknown going down to the bottom of the deck.
And there, we talked about that earlier, having that Daisy Duck quest for 2. Usually you're a little reluctant to send that Daisy on a quest this early, especially giving your opponent more ink, more resources to work with. But there are a lot of actions in the Sapphire Amethyst strategy, and you have a good chance that you might not give any advantage. You take your free lore and keep it pushing as Lady. Elegant Spaniel, followed by Lady. We got, what is her name? She is the Decisive Dog.
Yep,
I want to say Lady.
Yep, so we got 4 copies of Decisive Dog, 2 Elegant Spaniels, and 4 of the Park Avenues in the deck.
And
all right, so
you're all dogged up and nowhere to go, as you're still trying to continue to make these super aggressive lines right now, seeing that Jonathan Lam has not resolved a one-cost character, so you might be leaning on this Iago next turn. If you can find a Delamoon's Lullaby, that would be pretty much a Delamoon's Lullaby for this game, I would say, as you rock Lam to sleep if that were to happen.
Just another turn of doing nothing for Jonathan here would be just a bit too slow, I think.
So with that outcome, would you even consider sending this Iago? Maybe you send him down to the Inkwell just because that is just such a problematic play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Dillon would keep a card like Devil's Moon Lullaby in your opening hand. You need a bit more of a proactive game plan rather than just sitting there waiting for the Iago. So I think we might see the Iago come down, and then we might see the Cheshire Cat the following turn. But this is where, if you could play a Cheshire Cat and like an Octopus Guard or a Rafiki or a Basil or something like that, that would really put the brakes on what Dillon's trying to do.
Yeah, Lam not taking no chances, take no chances, make no mistake, playing it very clean, a little low down tempo Cheshire Cat, but still, like you said, he is a competent and capable challenger, and also being able to use his unique ability to clear some of these ready characters is an absolute vibe. Just stopping the questing is what Lam needs to do. We still have the Into the Unknown in hand, which is scary. But the Chromacon, ouch,
devastating.
Now it gets weird.
And I mean, let's be honest, JDZ. if the Cheshire Cat had a 4 instead of a 3 up the top left corner, people are still going to be putting that card in their
100%. It's not changing anything.
Insane card. So if you play it as your turn 4 play, you are not feeling too bad about that.
And just like I mentioned about Tramp in the previous round, this Cheshire Cat is one of those cards like, hey, let's dial it back a little bit. I think it's a bit too much.
All right, and we've got an Octopus Guard going into hand there for Jonathan. So
the questing,
just a single Daisy quest. I think challenging him with the cat here and boosting is a bit on the slow side, but yeah, Jonathan's really in a vice now. This Emerald Chromicon, the Brainbuster, as we've been calling it all weekend, is putting in some work here.
There is a world, I guess. You could potentially Into the Unknown this Daisy Duck with the Cheshire Cat and go for the Elsa play and take down one of those ladies potentially.
I like what you're thinking here.
Just to get something moving, and then the bounce back on the Chromacon. Just clearing these characters off the board to break up those Tramp plays, I think, is just at the utmost importance level. Demona in hand is another powerful exert ability. So Jonathan Lam is going to have to put on a clinic on how to negotiate Chromacon tactics. Genie is going to be the play.
Genie, interesting. So happy to take this one a little bit slow here from Jonathan.
Well, down tempo, Genie. Draw your card before play your card. Inking the Sail the Azurite Sea.
All right, so just getting some bodies on the board here from Jonathan, and maybe hoping for a Into the Unknown. There we go. I think you have to do something. You can't let the Daisy Duck keep questing.
And I don't hate that play either. Now you have some capable challengers set up for next turn.
Questing power as well. You know, you got to at some point you need to start questing and win the game. So you want to apply some pressure when you can here. And Jonathan just has the read. He's not in too much trouble. Like Dillon's presenting. If he has a Tramp here, maybe 3 to 5 lore, depending on which Tramp it is, but he's not in the danger zone yet, so he's developing his questers now, and then he'll play the challenging later.
Absolutely. Checking the lore, we did get a Daisy Duck questing 2 times, I believe, so we should have 4 there. I'm not certain if we had a little disconnect there, but I believe it's reading a 4 on the screen, but it's just not translating onto the stream overlay. So we do apologize for that. We're going to try to get that updated as soon as we can. So everything is accurate. It's just not being depicted correctly on the screen. So thank you guys for noticing that and staying locked in. But we're going to get that refreshed for you guys in just a moment. Everything is accurate, but continue to keep that lore scorekeeping at home to help us out a little bit. We would appreciate that.
And I think we do see the big Tramp in hand here for Dillon. So,
and there it is. It's being deployed, but Tramp being able to only cycle 2 cards.
That doesn't feel too good here for Dillon. So they're just going to continue their plan of assembling a wide board, and then at some point they're going to hit the accelerator and start questing. And they're also now representing Under the Sea, so that's something that Jonathan has to be aware of.
Very true. Great point. And this lady is actually going to be a competent challenger. It appears we might be going on a challenge. No, we're questing.
No fear here from Dillon.
Yeah, there it is. And the lore is now accurate, getting all the way up to 7 after that lady has that 3 lore verse, and the Elegant Spaniel now has 2. So that's 5. Is that correct? I believe so. So, yeah, 7 now should be the lore total.
Is there ever a world where we're going to see Demona here, do you think, to try and clean up this Tramp? We could play the Elsa, but I feel like Dillon's got 2 cards in hand, so I don't think Demona's going to get any better for the rest of the game. I feel like this turn you either have to ink it or you have to play it. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I
get after,
don't think we're
the
going to see a
tramp
better
just to
opportunity.
kind of hedge against a potential under the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you could even get like some Chromacon tactics. Maybe is there a world you ever put this tramp back into your own hand and save it for a rainy day? That's
Yeah,
terrible. I don't
maybe.
know if that's correct or not. If you take out these elegant spaniel and the decisive dog, perhaps as Jonathan Lam now is gearing up for a challenge. We'll take the
So
bait.
there's a challenge. We're probably going to bounce the genie here. And then we have
Okay.
a second challenge coming through from the octopus guard here.
We can. Now Octopus Guard strength is a 2/2, so we can go ahead and take out the elegant spaniel.
I like this line a lot from Jonathan. Are we going to see? Yep, bounce on the cat. It makes sense. And we may see cat into cat here.
Double cat
Double
tactics.
cat, DC as they call it.
The old DC, man. I can't believe it. You DC, you dirty dog with the double DC. You hate to see it. The double cat tactics seems kind of cruel, but we have triple cat
and one
tactics.
into the
Yeah.
inkwell. Triple cat tactics. Oof. Oh, if we see 3 of those on the board, this is just going to be disgusting.
And
So-
now we have set ourselves up for a nice Elsa fit spirit as well to be able to exert this tramp, and then double cat into tramp seems like an absolute vibe. Also, while questing with this Royal Guard, so now Dillon is going to need to have some momentum here as Lam is negotiating this Amethyst Chromacon quite effectively. Emerald Chromacon, I'm sorry.
And we got in the chat, cats versus dogs. That is,
That's so good.
that is quite correct.
That's so good.
Quite correct about what's going on right here.
Cats versus dogs. I missed it. And the little octopus in the middle for good measure there.
So yeah, Dillon's really this extra ink that they were given from that Into the Unknown. He's really been leveraging it effectively here. So we've got a couple of ladies coming back to hand. Are we going to see them continue to ink up and go to 6 ink here? That is.
I mean, I don't mind it because you have to still continue to
it's
play
some point,
around
yeah.
the possibility of a Demona Scourge of the Wyvern Clan. Like, you want to always try to keep yourself in a situation to where you can get some of those resources back. Champ is challenging taking down that octopus, which also works nicely into.
We just saw her let it go off the top. That is a spicy meatball right there. So we
And-
could see a double challenge. And just see a hard cast let it go on the big lady. And then, Dillon's hand is looking quite depleted at that point.
And you have that. Yeah, you can send the lady down into the inkwell. The shifted lady will give. You will give a double inking
No,
there.
he just hard casted that one last
That's-
time. He played it for 5.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Oh, that's not shifted. Never
No,
mind.
it's not
okay,
shifted,
okay.
so that's just a
Very
single ink
true.
on
That's
that one.
right.
Yep.
So yeah, just sending that down into the inkwell is not even that bad. Going 1 for 1, clearing that threat off the board. But these Cheshire Cats can. Is there a world where you boost the Cheshire? No, you can't do that
Nah,
to gain that card. It's not even worth it. I think just keeping your ink available to maybe send. Is there? Oh, man, this is tough.
Yeah,
dude.
it is tough because if you go down, if you play to let it go, you do the double challenge onto the tramp, they bounce one of your cats, then you can still ink and boost some of the damage across to that lady that we've got still on the board. And yeah, remember, Dillon can only bounce 1 character here, so if we see the double challenge come in, they can bounce 1 of the cats, but they cannot bounce both of them.
And there it is. Let it go. It's going to go
Yep.
down into the lady. There is the
And
boost.
there's the boost.
Put it onto. What a line. I like that
Wow.
play. And now we bounce. And that's
Wow,
a
that
great
was-
turn.
Yeah,
I like
Jonathan
that line a
really
lot.
thinking through their turn there, and that was. Yep.
I would have missed that one.
Yeah, I think I would
love
have double
that.
challenged there. I think I would have goofed that one up. So.
All right, we have someone who called it. Who called it? That was cool lining. I love that
Ink
play.
Boost cat play.
That
Also
was like
swing
a
with both.
like
Yeah,
a little dual a lore puzzle there, and trying to figure out the most optimal way to do that.
Another
As-
lady coming through.
And
But
you get back the Ursula and the Elegant Spaniel again, and you still have an allotment of ink available to kind of deploy more of these characters. So Dillon is trying to make a great rebuttal after a clean turn. Jonathan just played.
how
Boom.
is-
Bobby.
Bobby, are we gonna pitch this Elsa or do we? I think at this point you'd assume that Jonathan has exhausted all their removal songs, but again, it might be good just to take a look at the hand here and see what's going on.
And but is that Elegant, that lady of Park Avenue is dry. I think there might be a world where you just slam into the Cheshire Cat just to get him out of the equation. I think it might be worth it, even though.
No, I think that just
Elsa
came down
tactics.
again. Was that?
No, it's shifted. It shifted onto the other one. That one is shifted
right,
now.
you are. Yeah, it is dry.
Yeah, so you can
Alright, and
challenge
there's
into
the
that Cheshire
Ursula.
Cat. There might be some value there, just getting that off the
Yep,
board,
I
and there you
think-
go.
And yeah, I'm loving all the cats versus dogs hype we got in the chat here.
And who's going to come out on top?
Yeah.
And the dogs right now seem
dogs
as they
is in
are
a
winning.
great
And it looks
position.
like you have your own octopus, as Ursula is going to be there between all these dogs.
All right,
So
that Hades was a great draw, though.
dogs, cats, and octopus. Who wins?
I think you just windmill slam this Hades off the top.
Get
it
and send
down there
or
onto the
you could
board.
even you could also send the Elsa in, exert, and take down the lady. If they bounce, so be it. You just get it back to the hand, and then now you got another Elsa that you can deploy again
you
on a
definitely
follow-on
could,
turn.
But then, geez, that go-go on the crackback is... Ooh,
Yeah.
no, we are going for this line.
I don't hate this. I
Yeah,
mean, this seems
I like
okay.
it too.
And just keeping your opponent's board carefully curated, well maintained, exerting the Bobby Zimmerowski, and clearing the lady.
like
Are you
it.
going to bounce?
So this is here. You've sort of got two pieces of and Ink and Cat. Yeah, this is a great turn for Jonathan.
Yeah.
You've sort of got two pieces of like I guess pseudo removal with the Elsa and the Hades, and you can choose which one to deploy. And it's important to think these things through, because a lot of people like I just said, I windmill slam that Hades, but no, this seems much better because you've got the leftover ink to play the cat. You've got the Elsa back in your hand, so you can use the exert ability on a following turn. So yeah, you like that. That's one of the things that's important with this Blurple deck, knowing which piece of removal to use at the correct time.
At the right time, exactly. And I would ask in the chat, are you guys Team Cat or Team Dog right now? It looks like dogs.
I'm Team Cat myself. Yeah, I'm a bit biased here, but
It looks like dogs are kind of taking charge.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit of lore again. You're at 10 now, and Lamb is kind of.
Oh no, ich bin muted. Gut, dass mal jemand was sagt. Wie schlecht ich rante unendlich darüber, wie crap Jonathan Lam ist, halt super die Ansprache.
Is there a world where you take a turn off and boost before challenge?
Ja, Landshops endlich mal im Finale, aber hat gerade super die Schiss-Line-of-Play gemacht, wo er halt mit seiner Cat nicht erkundet hat und dann wurde sie wieder gebounced mit dem Emerald Comic Con. Und vor allem hat er die geboostet, die exerted war, anstatt die wenigstens die zu boosten, die ready ist, sodass, wenn Dillon debounce, er dann die zweite Karte auch noch auf die Hand bekommt. Da habe ich mich drüber ausgelassen. Und daraus habe ich geschlussfolgert, dass dieser Jonathan Lam wahrscheinlich fett talentiert ist, aber nicht so viel playtestet. Weil wenn er nicht fett talentiert wäre und nicht viel playtesten würde, dann wäre er hier nicht im Finale. Aber wenn er fett playtesten würde, dann wäre er so sharper.
And we are going to go ahead and bounce that back to the hand. We got to get Lamb to clean up that inkwell, though.
Aber ne, er hat wieder mal Value liegen gelassen, den man hätte haben können.
Yeah, let's clean that inkwell up if we can. Let's get those cards.
Es wird nicht eins dieser Games sein, wo er am Ende deswegen verloren hat.
Cat showing up in the chat here, and the Gene. He's been very patient with this Hades. Again, I just windmill slammed that bad boy like 5 turns ago.
Aber das heißt dann trotzdem nicht, dass es egal war. Es hätte drauf ankommen können. Jetzt wissen wir schon, dass es probably nicht mehr so spannend ist. Ja, es geht einfach nicht. Du hättest, weiß ich nicht, man hätte halt so mehr, es sah gut aus so für Jonathan an einer Stelle. Am Anfang hätte er halt noch so 4 Lore und so machen können.
4, 5, 6.
Count him, 16 lore here for Dillon, so... Yeah, Jonathan.
Ja, da macht man halt nichts mehr. Jonathan hätte selber mehr so Agro machen müssen.
Which felt like a decent opener, just missing that one-turn play, the turn one, just setting back so far in tempo here. And this Emerald Chromicon just, again, it's been here all weekend doing work and just causing absolute havoc on the opponent.
Na, ich hasse es. Ich hatte mich echt nur kurz gemutet, damit wir uns das Finale anhören können. Von 4. Aber dann, anstatt sie mal fragen darüber. Weißt du, es war mal, ich habe so eine andere Frau gesehen. Ich habe vergessen, wie sie heißt. Auf jeden Fall, die war halt cool im Interview. Die haben die so interviewt, so, was hast du so für Tipps für die Frauen, so. Ja, du wirst halt betrachtet, als wärst du gar kein so ernsthafter Player und als wärst du in Wirklichkeit nur die Freundin von bestimmt irgendeinem Guy. Aber du musst einfach so immer mehr playen und gewinnen und ihnen zeigen, so dass es nicht so ist. Und ich dachte mir, yeah, okay, das ist awesome advice. Aber dann hier, wow, you are a woman und so, how do you feel being the first female from the UK to win the CCQ?
Certain play patterns from their opponent, but just, yeah, Dillon's been very, very patient with that card.
Yeah, I think he might be forced
meiner Meinung nach wäre die richtige Antwort gewesen, so, ja, ich fühle mich voll so überstrapaziert, ich muss hier super carryen, alle Frauen, obwohl sie genauso gut kommen könnten und das Event gewinnen. Und nicht so, wow, finally hat auch mal eine Frau gewonnen. Ja, das hatte halt so ein Girl-Vibe. Ja, das finde ich auch immer weak. Ich finde, weißt du, die Frauen, sie finden immer so, dass es Frauenpower ist. Ey, wenn ich voll feiere, wie ich auch mal ein Event gewonnen habe, ist es keine Power. Sondern dann sieht man so, oh, 9 von 10 hat er nichts gemacht. Ne, Imo so, ja, weiß ich nicht. Also wenn man wirklich hätte powerful sein wollen als Frau, meiner Meinung nach, an der Stelle. Und ich weiß nicht viel darüber, wie meine Frau ist. Aber ich weiß viel darüber, wie man interviewt wird, nachdem man das Turnier gewinnt. Ja? Und da der Power-Move wäre gewesen, so, dass ich eine Frau bin, hat gar nichts damit zu tun. Zu sagen. Ich habe einfach besser geplayt als die alle und das hätte jeder machen können, der sich genug Mühe gegeben hätte.
And you do, is that the Go-Go Tamago there as well? I can't tell what that other card is that's next to, that is next, that looks like that is.
Das wäre die Message gewesen.
So that is imminent threat to say the least, but that Under the Sea is repulsive. Let It Go is going to be in the hand of Jonathan Lam. We have two characters that both can fall to a double challenge, but you have this Cheshire Cat which plays very nicely into a Go-Go Tamago. So maybe there's a world where you challenge, then move the damage off, and then challenge again like that, keeping the damage somewhat low. Or you might have to Elsa or something, take one down, and maybe you can keep that cat around. You have to play a really, really weird game.
Oder von mir aus hätte sie Shoutout machen sollen, so, ja ey, ich mache hier so Pro-Girl-Team und so, alle Pro-Girls, könnt mich messagen auf X Social-Media-Seite und die Men denken, sie sind besser als Frauen, aber so ist es nicht, die Men sind nur mehr als Frauen und von deswegen joint euch ein. Ja, das wäre auch mal eine Message gewesen. Eine Power-Message.
You're at 0 right now. Your opponent's sitting at 18.
Very tough spot to be in.
That's not the advantageous position to be, as Ursula will fall. Tramp bounce, self bounce tramp.
So, yeah, I like this from Dillon, just trying to get cards in hand that you can deploy non-exerted and then forcing Jonathan to have answers like Let It Go and Elsa to deal with.
Mann, ich sollte ihr Manager sein. Ich hätte ihr was anderes, wie man ordentliche Promo gecuttet hätte am Mic. Oder ich hätte sie interviewen sollen.
As Lam is trying to go as wide as humanly possible while questing, maybe you can put yourself in a situation where you can probably put a 2-turn clock on to Dillon, and you can get to an 8-ink play here and just hard play the Under the Sea.
Man sollte das einfach mal machen. Beim nächsten Mal so, ja, ist voll nice, dass du so als Mann das Turnier gewonnen hast und so als Mann. Und dann wird man sehen, der Mann so, hä, aber ist doch super gainreich, wieso sollte man nicht als Mann das Turnier gewinnen? Und das ist halt der Vibe, den man haben sollte. Und nicht, ja, ich bin voll stolz, es auch geschafft zu haben als Frau.
We're gonna need an Elsa. We're gonna need to do some damage counter shenanigans. I don't know how he's gonna do this.
We do have a
wow, was für eine nice Sortierung seiner Ink.
And you have Cheshire Cat, so you can't clear this board. You have.
No, I've only got one damage counter to move though.
But the Elsa will be deployed.
True.
Er kann das Board clearen?
Take down the Go-Go, send 2 onto someone else, sing Let It Go, and you get another turn. But that Under the Sea manual Under the Sea could be
actually on the cards here. If we draw something, we can Under the Sea. We got 2 genies. We got a Basil. We might get an Elsa coming out here.
Oh, so there is a Hades, the Infernal Schemer, in hand as well.
Yeah.
So I think Hades. You go Elsa.
We can do 1 Hades. We can sing the song, and we can also play the Elsa. So.
And I really do like Hades as a follow-up, as we are going to go ahead and Let It Go, going after probably that Tramp. I would say, or maybe that Lilo. Maybe that Lilo is also on the table.
One you can bring it back. Yeah,
for sure. Get that Lilo out of here. But you are kind of self-fulfilling your own prophecy here, as they just a straight-up slam Under the Sea off the I've never seen that, by the way. I've never seen
a Dogs player just get ramped up to 8. Just, you know what? Hardcast Under the Sea. Let's go.
I've never seen it, and it could very well happen. But
ja, super.
The Let
Crazy.
It Go being deployed, you can probably
Wie sollte er jetzt playen? Er spielt Elsa aus.
You can then
und
maybe go for the Go-Go.
Ja, finde ich auch gut. Wobei dann wiederum, ich meine, wenn er im Ablagestapel ist, dann muss man halt Angst haben, dass so Lady kommt, um ihn wieder zurückzuholen. Wohingegen bei Lido muss man natürlich Angst haben, dass Lido immer wieder zurückkommt. Aber das kann man, so jetzt langsam ist halt die Menge an Ink und so erreicht und an Charakteren on board, wo das nicht mehr so relevant ist. Das ist schon alles gar nicht so schlecht, wie Jonathan Lam das macht. Jonathan Lam sollte jetzt die
love to have seen the Elsa into the go-go.
Elsa ausspielen.
And no, that, I don't know if that would that even work because the tramp is still there at a 1-3. How are we getting that tramp off the board?
Well, if we have the, we need to play Elsa and Hades. So if we,
Ja, du playst Elsa aus. Oh ne, voll schwierig, stimmt. Du playst Elsa aus, exertest. Wie, noch wirklich, wie machst du den Tramp weg? Das ist das Problem. Am Ende hat Jonathan das nicht durchgerechnet. Es kann echt sein, dass diese einen Power... Ah ne, du kannst ja so vorher supporten mit Basil, kein Problem. Du machst so Quest mit Basil und Support. Auf diese jetzt Elsa. Du tappst den Tramp, genau. Den verhaust du jetzt mit der Cat. Dann, das ist aber scheiße, weil dann...
But if you do bounce the cat, you can redeploy the cat and still be able to use the ability, but you have no damage.
No, but then you ink the cat and you play the big Hades.
That's very true. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just Jonathan's gonna need.
Jetzt inkt er die Cat und zockt den fetten Hades.
That was a cool play.
Oh yeah, stark gemacht und jetzt macht er sich noch 5 Lore. Okay, stark. Aber hat er genug, um jetzt noch zu gewinnen, ist die Frage. Weil er hat ja jetzt keine 13, er hat nur 10. Und da ist Under the Sea Hardcast. Aber das ist gar nicht so schlecht, Jonathan freut sich da bestimmt auch noch. Aber wobei die Oma macht Jonathan halt jetzt fertig. Er sieht tot aus, ne? Ah, ne. Oh. Das Problem ist, dass jetzt gleich der Gegner so viel legen will, dass du das nicht alles klären kannst nächste Runde. Doch mit deiner Noch-Demona, sick!
And Hades looking for a deal.
Ja.
We do get into the unknown, and we are going to go ahead and take it down.
Aber ob ich das gemacht hätte? Ja, man muss, ne?
And Hades is going to quest, so you just want to keep your board around. So we're still fighting here, trapped at 19, no damage for Go-Go.
The Into the Unknown's thing, they're probably just trying to play around the Go-Go. You do not want to put
for sure, and you don't want to. You want to keep
ja, stimmt.
As we do have another Demona is going to come on through, but look at this. Wow, what a turn.
Ja, aber jetzt kommt noch eine Demona.
What a turn.
Das Problem ist nur, wenn du jetzt noch eine Demona machst, dann kannst du wieder 0 Lore generieren und der Gegner hat nochmal 4 Draws auf dem Gogotomago, der dich dann töten wird.
We have Elsa and Demona. The Inkwell is starting to feel quite nicely as we are stacking
Look at
that
ink. Inkwell, jeepers.
I mean, is there a world we slam the Demona here, or we have that Elsa?
I think you have to Demona. It's the only thing that exerts 4 characters. So,
but
like,
then the Chromacon, the mathematics
is off. Oh, the Chromacon. Yeah, you're right. It's broken my brain too.
The
here.
math is just ain't mathin', man. The math ain't even mathin'. But you have to get to the world where you get up to that 13 ink threshold to where you can Hades into, like, they bounce the Hades.
Bounce the Hades play. I think Dillon might have this one all locked up, but Jonathan taking their time.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out if there's any lines to get them out of here, but yeah. So
ja, er ist ja jetzt noch nicht tot. Er kann einfach noch eine Demona legen.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
And he's just doing a little bit of that Chromacon math right now.
Ach so, wegen des Chromicon. Nee, natürlich, stimmt. Oh no, er ist mega kaputt, hab ich ja gar nicht mehr dran gedacht. Oh lol. Nee, da geht jetzt schon nichts mehr. Unmöglich.
And as soon as they figure out this puzzle, you just slam some more guys.
3 or 4 more characters, and then it's like, well, I hope you can do it again.
Yeah, you like that puzzle? Well, guess what? I got another one for you, pal. And you slam another one and just do it again every single turn. And that is just the problem of Emerald Chromacon. It is there.
And you can just see the little hands.
Ja, da kann man nichts so machen.
Around the brain of Jonathan here. This is just not
Wobei er kann ja 2 clearen einfach so. Er kann es so machen, dass am Ende Dillon den Hades bouncen muss, damit er nicht 3 clearen kann. Und dann kann er trotzdem 3 clearen. Und dann hat er, was hat er denn noch auf der Hand? Er bräuchte auf der Hand natürlich noch irgendwas. Elsa the Fifth Spirit oder Let It Go. Die Demona bringt es nicht. Aber er hat noch eine Elsa, das heißt es geht. Ach nee, er muss ja Demona machen, aber zuerst. Stimmt, darum geht es dann doch wieder nicht. Er hat nicht genug Ink für das alles. Nee, er ist defeated jetzt. Es geht nicht.
We can also play the Elsa. The exert effect isn't really relevant, but the rush might be good here. So, yeah, gosh, this. Ugh.
Yeah, it's 19. I mean, you have to take all of these characters every single time as Lam is deep into the thought vault. Man, the brain has got to be moving at 100 miles a minute here. We're at 19. I think you cannot clear all 4 of these characters. There is no time. We got best of 5, but and there he is. The Royal Guard comes through.
Now we're going to see the Elsa. We're going to see the Demona. I think we need to play the Demona at some point.
Yeah, Demona is down.
Makes sense.
So that is going to be 6 ink.
The cards that Jonathan probably wants here is, some more removal songs, Into the Unknown, Let It Go, and then we can sing some of that. Hades, that could be useful.
Sail the Azerite Sea, that's going to be the card. So I think you have enough ink to deploy the Hades.
Ne, es reicht allerdings nicht. Er hat halt nur 4 Dry Charakter. Und er kann nur 3 beim Gegner wegmachen. Und dann ist es ein Lore. Und Dillon gewinnt. Spielen die eigentlich Best of 5 hier? Ja, krass.
Daisy Duck probably.
Going into the Daisy. Chromacon triggers.
So bounce Hades 5 drop.
Probably bounces maybe the Hades here, looking for a deal.
There he is. Hades goes.
And then what is the follow-up here? Are we going to see one of these Hades challenge?
Hades challenge
and
into.
We probably just bounce the other Hades. They can pay 7 to jam a Hades, but then they are out of stuff. They are one. Well, yep. So
we are selling the Azerite Sea to try to draw one. Is another Demona.
Another Demona. Man, we're gonna see this.
Es konnte nicht mehr gehen. Das Emerald Comic Con war zu crazy.
And there it is. Bounces the Hades. So still have
Dillon LeDuc. Aber ich glaube, wenn wir dieses Match rewinden, so, man hätte. Ich weiß nicht, ob er hätte gewinnen können, aber er hätte zumindest in so einem anderen Spot sein können. Und nachdem er in diesem Spot hier verloren hat, in dem er war, wäre das ja doch betrachtenswert. Wir machen das jetzt nicht. Aber der geneigte Viewer kann gerne mal zurückschauen, ob man da nicht... Ich hatte es auch called out an den entsprechenden Stellen und sich dann vorstellen, wie das weitergegangen wäre. Naja, schwierig. Ich denke, er hätte nicht viel machen können. Im Gegensatz zu uns, wir können viel machen. Hier haben wir die Power.
Demonstrate your skill, and you have to show it. And both of these Illuminaires, especially Dillon, I'm very impressed with his prowess here and what he's been doing in these last 2 feature match rounds that we've seen. He's been playing well above his weight class, I would say, as Jonathan Lam now is going to have to be on the back.
Ja, ich mach mal eben hier die Rollladen runter.
Your initiative here, and you're going to have
es ist nämlich eh dunkel draußen, es wird uns langsam kalt.
Yeah, and just like these 4 cost uninkable genies in this matchup, every time they get bounced back to your hand, it's like, how am I going to find the time to replay this card? It's just so slow. So yeah, the Dogs player, just with that Comic-Con, being able to put these uninkable slow cards back in the hand is really punishing for this Blurple deck.
Oh, for sure. I'm looking at Wasabi. Okay, I'm looking at Wasabi over there in my bulk pile. I got those nice, beautiful Hobby League promos that we have of Wasabi, those foil ones, and I'm staring at them. Okay, I'm like, you look cool. I like your outfit. I like your pose you have there. Maybe you might have found your way back into this deck, huh? I think there's Emerald, and we've been talking about these items. These items. You gotta have something for them. I think it's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much, man.
But I hope my girlfriend's not watching right now. She played Wasabi in her Blurple deck yesterday. She said she drew him every game, and she didn't pair into a single Dogs matchup. So
I mean, he is inkable.
He is inkable. It's not the card you really want to play on turn 4 or on your 4-ink turn into most decks. So
I just feel just where we are right now, and we do have a 1-cost character.
And
Go goes down.
Daisy Duck coming down.
And you do have Tipo and sell the Azerite Sea, so this is a critical decision point. Do we develop the Tipo?
This is a crucial moment. The judge in his natural habitat. Was machst du jetzt? Ja, ich glaube auch, dass Tipo besser ist als Sale the Azerite Sea. Das hat ein Body. Würde ich jetzt nicht weginken. Ich würde Sale the Azerite Sea wegtun. Aber er considert vielleicht, was er alles inken wird, weil er hat so gute Handkarten, ne? Er will ja nicht Dummo inken. Er will dringend die Karte von oben inken, weil er will nichts von diesen Handkarten inken. Deswegen considert er.
Daisy. I mean, this Daisy, ever since she dropped in Shimmering Skies, she has been one of the most polarizing cards that has ever been printed.
Ja, weil wenn er jetzt Tipo macht, muss er noch so Elsa the Fifth Spirit inken, glaube ich. Er inkt lieber Let It Go. Aber das kann man auch gut machen, weil der Gegner potenziell einem sonst jetzt gleich Mogli reinforst.
Bring it on back a little bit. I think that's
I'm not sure we're going to see another 1-4-2 quest to post rotation, post the next one. So
oh man, when this next rotation happens, we're losing some real all-stars. Daisy Duck, Dog the Bold Knight, Clarabelle, some Genie Wish for Field. We got some hits that are getting removed from this game, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to it.
Ey, das ist in 6 Monaten und jetzt gerade seid ihr so am Anfang von dem neuen Format. Wie kann man denn jetzt konsidern so, ja, ich habe voll Bock, dass Doc nicht mehr legal ist. Ich habe voll Bock, dass jetzt erstmal noch mehr geile Decks kommen mit Doc. Warum nicht? Doc ist doch eine coole Karte, ich mag ihn voll.
Bobby Zimmerowski is going to be another card that is going to be around for a while.
And Jonathan does not want to see that. If the Emerald Chromicon is the worst card in Dillon's hand right now, that is not what you want to see.
And we send one off because we do have another one.
Copy. That you just know if they put one in the yard, that means there's another one coming down, almost certainly.
And you're going to have to play that Chromicon mathematics game over and over and over again. And it's just so mentally taxing to just deal with that and make sure the lines that you have.
Ja, deswegen solltest du halt so schnell Lore machen, wie es geht.
Losing the game on the spot because you quest or challenge in the wrong order, you're done.
And I don't even think,
Hier könnte man mal ein Lore machen mit Tipo. Ist nicht so schlecht.
You gotta play around the tramp. You gotta be worried about the chrome. There's just so many things that you have to worry about when you're playing against this Dog's deck.
Ja, die Sache ist, du musst am Ende so das Race gewinnen halt. Weil, weiß ich nicht, ich habe so noch nie gesehen, dass jemand es schafft, finally so das Emerald Chromicon zu overwhelmen mit seinem genug Charakter und immer nur mehr Challenging. Das klappt nie. Aber das, was klappt, ist, den Gegner halt so genug Angst einzujagen und dann auf einmal so bam bam sich seine eigenen Lore zu machen. Und der Gegner ist natürlich theoretisch schneller, aber er macht ja keine so Aggression. Er hat ja, sonst hätte er ja jetzt hier schon Lore gemacht, aber er hat null Lore.
This is one of the all-star cards of the deck, particularly in this new set, but Dillon's just played this matchup clearly many times and knows if they're able to establish that Chromicon, just keep getting cheap characters down and then at some point just start questing, then you don't even need the extra value of the Nani with the card draw. You've got enough gas. You just need to play as many cheap things as you can and just start questing ASAP.
Oh, for sure. And I really also love, like, you could tell Dillon is kind of playing one turn ahead. Like, you know, okay, on your 5 ink turn, there's a very good chance that Elsa the Fifth Spirit is going to come on through. When Elsa comes through, what am I going to do? Maybe I can have this Chromicon to be able to send some of my opponent's characters back to the hand. So that's a really cool little call and response. Lam is not going to do that. We're going to just do a different thing now so you don't play into what your opponent thinks you're going to do, and we're going to take a time off to develop a heavy questing character into the form of Genie, Wish for Field, who will be able to start questing, and maybe you can assume this aggressive role.
Yeah,
Big Tramp coming in next turn.
I think that's what Jonathan might be considering a quest here on the Basil, because he might just say, yeah, what happened last game didn't work, I got to do something different here, so maybe I got to try and get ahead in the lore race and make them challenge into me, because when you play in the challenge game, when they've got the Chromicon on the board, you're really playing the game that they want to play. So, yeah, we may just see some questing going on here.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate it at all. But still, maybe giving up value might not be the way to go. Basil can have a higher impact if you do keep him around. Say, for instance, if Lam believes that Dillon, who both of these players, I think, are for sure playing at least 1 turn ahead, maybe 2 turns ahead. What are you going to do? And what am I going to do if you do your best thing? Like if you set up a tramp, or if you set up a big tramp on me, how am I going to respond to that? Well, I got this Basil. I can you know, give him strength to say the Dumbo or something and take down the tramp and get some stuff bounced back to my hand.
Was, wenn du den Tramp machst? Ah, yeah, I got the Basil.
Lilo.
Yeah, I didn't see that go into the discard pile earlier, but yeah, Dillon.
Optimism. You have that going for you.
For sure. So now Lilo Escape Artist has
had the 2 Bobbies. One of the Bobbies getting the second copy of the Chromicon out of hand. The other Bobby getting the Lilo. And Jonathan, that same thing happened the previous game as well.
Yeah, Dillon is kind of Dillon's kind of cooking,
goodness. Man. Look at this wide board we've got.
And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters in play. We have that Grandmother Willow now with Lilo and Chromicon. So you have this very obnoxious loop has been established, and this is a lock. I mean, this is hard to get out of this one without Wasabi, without a way to break up this thing.
Oh no, schon tot, ja.
Grandmother Willow to kind of break the jutsu a little bit.
Nicht viel gegen machen.
That is just a very, very troubling, problematic play, and you know that's that 7-cost tramp. You've seen one go into the inkwell. You can almost guarantee that's what that is coming coming your way as well. So
ja, wenn du jetzt clearen willst, musst du halt Bobby Zimmerowski hauen mit deinem Genie. Dann wird dein Dumbo gebounced. Und dann kannst du noch mit Basil supporten und mit Tipo noch einen Bobby Zimmerowski verhauen. Und das war dann dein Turn. Also echt zäh wie Leder gegen dieses Emerald Comic Con zu fighten.
Problematic, and even if you start challenging, like you have to deal with ChromaCon too. You'd love, even I'll take a retro sphere or something. Give me something that can deal with this 3-cost uninkable item, because it's just making this game. Even if the ChromaCon didn't exist, this position seems daunting as well. But that ChromaCon just takes it to the next level.
Yeah, I think without the ChromaCon though, you've got great challenges going on here. You quest the Basil, you pump the Genie, you challenge the Daisy, Dumbo challenges, and you start whittling the board down. But you can only do that at about half the rate with the Chromicon, just because it's just slowing your progress down so much.
Maybe we might have to. Maybe there also is some tech. We talked about this earlier. That snowman, not this. What's his name? The
marshmallow.
The marshmallow. Yeah. I think we did mention that. I think maybe Sapphire Amethyst could look into that guy as well. And if you don't wanna commit to the wasabi, it is uninkable though. So just by that nature, it's going to be a bit riskier to include that into your deck. But the marshmallow, maybe you get it to the point where none of these characters can ready, and you could just quest freely there. Only one character can ready. I believe that's what that marshmallow does.
That's correct.
So I wouldn't hate that, as now the Chromacon is beginning to trigger. The board did get reduced a little bit.
Yeah, but still 4 characters.
Ja, aber es ist noch nicht so, es dauert noch ein bisschen. Schwierig wird es halt, wenn man anfangen muss, die Lilo abzuarbeiten. Wenn man vorher noch so alles andere abarbeiten kann, was nicht die Lilo ist, dann ist es noch einigermaßen okay halt. Und wenn man Glück hat, dann hat Dillon auch keine Lady, weil er die sonst bounced, um aus seinem Ablagestoff wieder. Das ist halt die Super-Kombo. Wir haben schon mal gesehen, wie jemand so Top 4, glaube ich, sogar gemacht hat, oder Top 8 auf jeden Fall. Mit so Emerald Steel, Beatdown, und wir fanden es super random halt. Aber no, er hatte halt Emerald Chromicon und Doc, und es war voll die crazy Interaktion, weil egal was der Gegner kaputt geschlagen hat, als allererstes hat er erstmal seinen eigenen Doc gebounced, anstatt bei dir alles zu bouncen. Und dann hat er sich erstmal in seinem Turn, hat er dann wieder von oben die Karte gezogen, Character gelegt und Doc und Character Go, und dann wieder reingeschwungen mit den 3 von letzter Runde, und wenn du einen von denen gekillt hast, dann hat er den Doc wieder zurückgenommen, und so dass du super arbeiten musstest halt. Und zwischendurch hat er noch eine gebounced aus Langeweile, aber vor allem hauptsächlich immer seinen eigenen Doc. Und wenn du nicht Removal hattest für den Doc, dann warst du davon halt bust von dieser Interaktion. Das war super cool. Aber das hat danach auch nie wieder jemand gemacht, und auch davor nicht und auch sonst keiner und nur er und so, aber er ist weit damit gekommen. Aber irgendwie konnte das anscheinend keiner duplizieren. Und jedenfalls diesen Effekt, seinen eigenen Charakter zu bouncen, ist natürlich in diesem Bernstein Smaragd ist am allerleckersten die eigene Lady Miss Park Avenue. Sie ist zwar teurer als Doc, aber sie grindet dir halt vor Sure immer wieder 2 Guys aus dem Ablagestapel, und du kannst das Board super voll machen. Und da geht gar nichts, man kommt da nie wieder gegen an. Unendlicher Kartenvorteil. Nur, wenn das nicht der Fall ist, dann ist nur so unendlicher Tempo-Vorteil. Und der ist auch crazy irgendwann. Aber so jetzt gerade zum Beispiel, ja, dieser Tipo, wenn er jetzt eine Hypnotic Strength hätte, dann könnte er damit den Tipo buffen, um die Daisy kaputt zu machen, und dann hätte er dieses Chromicon umplayed, und dann könnte er danach 7. Ink legen und Elsa dafür Spirit. Aber stattdessen macht er jetzt Hades und Hades den fetten Tramp. Ja, okay. Ich weiß nicht, wie toll ich das finde, oder ob ich nicht besser die Lilo gehades hätte in Wahrheit.
It's gonna do some heavy lifting here. He's got some growing to do if he's gonna win the game.
I mean, his sheer presence is still triggering.
Yeah, Root Boy, not big enough.
At least there's a bit of light reflecting off the T-Pro to obscure the image. I think they've probably put that there especially for you, JD.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thanks to the production for that one.
Seeing that growing sun there, but he's still holding it down and not questing. Maybe quest that T-Pro, huh? Just get a little bit of lore in with this guy. But that Emerald Chromacon there, it's just a staunch defender, just a staunch part of this board. It is just everything for Dillon right now, and Lam taking a sip of that water, thinking of how he can get that thing off the board, and you just absolutely can't do it.
Yep, just staring it down for the rest of the game. And that Nani here, yeah, this was one of the really nice cards for Dillon to find off that tramp.
And
And we see it.
We do see
Go-Go floating around here. I wonder if we're going to see that one kept.
I'd snap it. I really would.
I kind of like it here. And the evasive is kind of useful as well.
Go-Go synergizes super nicely with that Nani as well. So when Nani begins to quest, you can see
if we see a challenge come in, then you don't want to keep those 3 damage counters around.
For sure. That could be a potential 3 lore. And Hades, one of his biggest weaknesses is the fact that he has that 6 willpower in this matchup. Usually one of his biggest strengths turns into one of his biggest weaknesses because Go-Go Tamago with that darting dynamo, with that you stop crying and woman up.
Another miss off the Daisy Duck. Just nothing is going Jonathan's way this game. Oy, 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 oy.
That's hard, man.
Yeah, we are in all SpaghettiOs time right now. This is looking rough.
Yeah, this is tough, man. This is tough. So Lam has been on the play both games and just can't seem to find a path to victory.
Anything going against this Chromicon, it has just got him in a vice.
And this is man. I don't know what the answer is. I'm trying, and Jonathan Lam has to figure this out. Certainly, he's done the work and has played this matchup, I would assume, countless times.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe that's one of those things. You have to make some concessions in your deck building from time to time. You have to run a risk and hope. Maybe I'll just dodge and hope for better days on the other side, and you just have to deal with it. And this is you dealing with it here at the grand final table, going possibly down 0-2 in all on the play, and you got another game on the play, and you just don't want to go out like that. You got to defend yourself here a little bit.
So what do you think we'll see from the Chromicon?
Du musst dich zumindest ein bisschen verteidigen.
Can't send the Hades. I think Hades has to kind of stay there.
I don't think you want to let them replay that. So
I mean, that could be the game if we don't do something. We send the Hades.
Hold the phone.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that Go-Go, you could just slam that Nani in for 3 damage. And then send the Go-Go in.
Das stimmt, aber jetzt kann man so Hades ausspielen und finally die Lilo wegmachen.
2 on the Lilo and 1 on the rest of the characters. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the board represented.
Yeah.
Warum eigentlich nicht?
Dann
kann der Gegner so 3 Lore machen, vielleicht 4.
Can get reactivated and potentially send one of your characters down to the Inkwell.
Yeah, and that Lilo's looking pretty good to send down to the Inkwell here, but yeah, I think Dillon just sitting pretty with that Go-Go in hand. Jonathan knows about it, so they're going to try and play around it. And they do have the Cheshire Cat in hand, so
very true.
On a future turn, we could see something like deploy the Cheshire Cat, boost that 1 damage off the Tipo, and then send him in to challenge one of these smaller 1/2 characters, and then that will deal with them. So that was another potential line there, but I like Hades.
Ja, er will halt bald, wird jetzt bestimmt noch das schlaue Buch inken wollen, Royal Guard noch ausspielen.
This is a tough spot. So that bounce Hades, I believe you are correct. Maybe that's what they were thinking about, the Cheshire Cat approach to finesse the Go-Go. So Dillon thinking about all options and trying his best not to find yourself in a compromised position while maintaining enough questing power to potentially get out of this Go-Go Tamago. We have a card off the top. I can't quite see what that is. We know Go-Go is a known entity at this point. Is that a tramp? It's a tramp. So now Elegant Spaniel questing for 2.
Questing for 2. And then we can also play the Go-Go and get an additional 1 here. So quest up to 17.
Und jetzt noch Go-Go Tamago mit Sticker? Ja, das müsste doch reichen dann.
You know when to hold him, do you,
I hold it.
Oh,
and never mind.
He's slamming it.
Dillon does not agree, and Dillon is at the final table.
Naja, gut. Jetzt ist doch auch eine coole Sache. Er hat 5 Charakter. Man selber bräuchte so 10 Charakter, um die alle zu traden. Gegen das Chromicon. Die hat Jonathan natürlich nicht. Er kann so vielleicht 2 von denen traden. Und dann bräuchte er aber noch Removal für noch 2 von denen, damit er nicht stirbt.
Here, so they can't do anything really wild with their turns.
Oh, this is looking like Dillon.
Er hat echt nur 8 Ink. Damit kann man leider nicht so super viel reißen. Er kann so 2 wegmachen vom Gegner, aber dann hat er immer noch 3. Er kann da nicht rauskommen, ne.
He's played this many times, and again, that Emerald Chromicon, maybe you have to find a game.
Du musst 4 Charakter killen. 2 kannst du killen on board. Sagen wir mal, auch wenn das in Wahrheit nicht stimmt. Aber gehen wir mal doch davon aus, es ginge. Du hast 3 Charakter, sagen wir mal, die sind unendlich groß. Dann kannst du 2 vom Gegner damit killen. Und dann musst du noch 2 killen von der Hand. Kannst du 2 killen von der Hand? No. Du hast zwar Elsa und Cat, aber du hast nur 8 Ink. Es geht nicht.
Deal with it right now.
But I mean, yeah, this one's looking Yeah, I don't know what Jonathan's going to do. At this point, it's looking like we're going to game 3, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have the 2-0 here, so I don't want to call it too early, but I just don't see...
Also, wenn, dann müsste er jetzt so Genie ausspielen. Und ich weiß auch nicht, was er dann ziehen will. Natürlich gibt es keine Antworten. Aber man kann sehen, dass alles andere nicht funktionieren wird.
A clap back into a 2-win again to force that all-important game number 5. So it happened there. It could potentially happen here. We are all in on the magic and the story. But right now,
Dillon LeDuc ist super am Metzeln, ja.
Something to crack the code. I think Lam needs to continue to find some new lines because this ain't working.
Yeah,
okay?
I think something like 1 drop into ramp, into cat 1 drop.
Er kann sich nicht ausdenken, das Chromicon ist kompliziert.
You need to try and outnumber the dog's deck so when that Chromicon does come down.
Or how about this? I got a great play.
Oh, yeah.
What you can do when Dillon's not paying attention, grab those Chromicons and just eat them.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that is
throw them right into the
play.
gullet. And
are we talking take it out of the sleeve, or we're just chewing down that whole
whatever
thing?
you got to do. Just like, hey, look over there. There's something behind you. It's Brad Pitt. Where?
Wow, what's
grab
he doing
him up
there?
real
It's
quick.
JDG. Look, he's over there.
Oh wow, okay, and then just and chew him up like, oh, I'm sorry. My bad. And then you play, and there you go. I think that's
and Jonathan just scoops, yeah.
Ja, es geht nicht.
Very viable.
Game 3.
I mean, eat your opponent's card, dog. Let's do that. We get a nice 2-0 victory coming in from Dillon, who again he is playing so well.
Yeah,
I am learning so much seeing how he pinned this.
Back it up with his deck, and choice.
If you do your gullet there, by any means necessary, I think that means by any means necessary, even if I have to eat my opponent's cards.
Opponent's card. You know,
sure.
you got to do what you got to do, Jay-Z.
I mean, worst case scenario, you get disqualified, and what are you going to do? At least you try to defend yourself. Because right now, it seems like Dillon has all the initiative, momentum, poise, power. He is just in a very comfortable spot. Even if you do drop a game, you have those 2 diamonds already.
Games on the play, indeed. And we've got a pretty good hand looking from Jonathan here. We got the Octopus on 1, we got the Tipo on 2, we got Genie and Diago, so we've got a couple of choices here. And we got the Elsa, so this is about as good as a hand can look.
Yeah, you have some nice high quality ink as well. Tipo is
high quality ink.
Ideal. We saw how fabulous the Tipo was in that previous round, just sitting there doing nothing for the most part, and he does cost you an additional card from your hand,
and
as we're double Tipo there.
Another Tipo off the top, so one of those probably going.
Ja, im Nachhinein hatte Tipo so nichts gemacht, ne? Ich war noch voll dafür, aber dann wäre vielleicht doch Sadie SRC stärker gewesen.
And we probably are looking for that Chromicon. It's been so important to your entire strategy here so far in this grand finals match. And we are in this game number 2. And again, I want to thank you all for being here. If you're tuned in and you like some Disney Lorcana, make sure you let us know. And this is the finals. We have an Illuminator will be going directly, I say directly, to the Disney Lorcana Challenge World Championship in beautiful and sunny Orlando, Florida. Have you been there before?
I have not been to Disney World, but it's definitely on my list.
Im Gegensatz zu Miss Lorcana, die sich vorher noch slammen muss durch die EU-Champs.
A nice trip. Hopefully they keep that same energy, and they brought all the players in from all over the world.
Yeah, and all the casters in JDG, you know. That would
mean, I'm not trying to brag, okay? But I was there.
Okay.
Let me tell you, it was
flexing over here.
And maybe there's a world we can get this thing where everyone can come and be a part of the experience.
All right, we got a first-time chatter with how Lam's going to win this. We have Miss Chromicon for the next 3 games. I think that's Jonathan's strategy right now. You got to cut the deck to a point where Dillon's just not going to see that Chromicon, because outside
Jonathan muss halt niedrige Kurve machen.
Very rough indeed.
And I think you gotta hope. I mean, you gotta give up. You can't ever give up hope. Okay, I think hope is a very important strat as well. Aside from eating your opponent's cards,
you have to use also an important strat.
You gotta have hope. And
die beiden Moves, die man machen muss. Hoffnung braucht man und fresst die Karten des Gegners auf.
Hopefully your opponent just can't get to it, or maybe they get to it at a point where you are already in a super advantageous position and it doesn't affect you negatively.
Yeah,
I think that's the way to go.
And yeah, we got Genie into Elsa, we got a big Hades here, so this is not looking bad. And yeah, I like the quest here from the Octopus. So
if you want to go tramp here, I think you can waste it if you want to get this Bobby Zimmerowski.
Yeah, I think
take
that's
out
a pretty slow turn there for Dillon. So I think, yeah, if that's Dillon's best play here, I'm sure Jonathan's more than happy with that.
Absolutely, and the thing about Lam, even if you are fortunate enough to win this game, you got to come back at it again on the draw multiple times and do that again, and that's just going to be such an uphill climb.
Double Daisy. Oh, we got to get this card on the ban list, man. You hate to see it. If we see a Chromacon next turn, I think Jonathan's just going to flip the table.
But honestly, I mean, I think Daisy is a good card, and I don't want to just ban all the good cards all the time. The game gets super great if we do that. But we got to have aggro decks. There are people who love aggro strategies. Daisy is the pinnacle of aggro, and I think you have answers for this card too that exist. You just have to put them into your deck and play them. Talk about a spooky sight. Where's that at? You can play it if you want to. They printed it for you, and you're not using it. That's on you, man.
That's true. All right, we have a miss on the Ursula, so finally something going right for Jonathan here.
Yeah.
We got Mowgli into the Inkwell, and again, we don't see...
Chromacon. Okay, so you're telling me there's a chance. 5 ink play, Elsa.
Ja, aber Jonathan macht schon wieder gar keine Lore und so auch. Er muss eigentlich viel mehr Aggro machen.
Which he has to do very clean as to a character.
Insert one of these daisies, and we'll see the challenge coming in.
Die würde ich hauen mit Elsa und Royal Guard. Du wärst doch voll froh, wenn dieser Amber Emerald Guy dich mal challengen würde. Ne? Stattdessen werden da noch die 2 Lore aufgegeben. Jonathan spielt das so falsch. Ich sage immer so, ey, man muss wissen, wie man gegen das Comic-Con spielt, und Jonathan rafft es halt gar nicht.
So we might see Dillon try and develop that the next turn, or even just play out a small lady and represent Under the Sea, and then just try and get in your opponent's head.
And the big
trap. If we can see Under the Sea here, there's maybe some bad news.
Oh no! Oh, I forgot. It's just this deck is just tacking on too many levels.
It can just do everything. It's aggressive. It can play tramps and challenge. You got the Chromacon. You got the Under the Sea. It just does everything.
Greg,
ja, ist ein starkes Deck.
Well, I mean,
vielschichtig.
It might be JDZ. We'll find out at the end
how
of
is
this
it not?
series.
Like, why is this not? I mean, it does have counters, but how is this just not the best deck in the format? Why
es ist das beste Deck im Format. Es ist nur nicht das populärste Deck im Format. Sie denken wahrscheinlich, Blurple ist das beste Deck, was die meisten dort spielen. Das ist so eine Attitude. Meine Großtante hat das mal gemacht. Ich sollte so ihr eine neue Pfanne kaufen. Ihre Pfanne war kaputt. Und es war hilarious, weil ich dann so, sie meinte zu mir so, kauf mir eine Pfanne, die nach Möglichkeit genauso ist wie die. Und ich gehe dann in den Laden so, hey, ich hätte gerne eine Pfanne, diese Pfanne hier. Und dann die Kassiererin guckt, die Verkäuferin guckt so, oh lol, sie trommelt erstmal so alle zusammen. Damit jetzt sie mit allem Mann der Belegschaft sich so angucken, was für eine Pfanne ich mitgebracht habe, die sie so seit 20 Jahren nicht mehr im Sortiment haben. Die natürlich meine Großtante 30 Jahre lang benutzt hat. Ja? Und okay, ich konnte sie nicht nachbesorgen. Aber was meine Tante definiert, meine Großtante, definiert hatte als Alternative, falls es diese nicht mehr gibt, frag, welche viel gekauft wird. Und das fand ich mal voll die interessante Metrik, hatte ich noch nie gehört, dass jemand dazu sagt. Ne? Mach es doch wie ein Affe. Mach das, was die anderen auch machen, und mach es nach. Und finde ich voll arm halt. Und so ein Level of Analysis ist es für mich, wenn man so decided, dass Blurple das beste Deck ist in diesem Format. Meiner Meinung nach ist es Dogs. Die meisten Leute können es vielleicht einfach nicht gut genug spielen. Oder eventuell hat es zu viele Legendary. Ich habe keine Ahnung, warum das nicht weiter verbreitet ist.
A significant amount of characters. There she is. Miss Park Avenue is going to come on through.
Color is law. You haven't lived until you've.
Du musst aber auf jeden Fall hard brainen halt pro Game, und es dauert den ganzen Tag.
What a absurd
Gotta get some Ruby Steel enjoyers in the chat.
Und Agro zu machen ist halt auch schwer. Wie man sieht an Jonathan Lam. Jetzt hat er immerhin inzwischen doch auch mal Lore gemacht. Aber wie kann er immer noch nur 2 Lore haben? Er könnte bestimmt schon so 10 Lore haben.
There you go. So that's my Li Shang flex of the stream as we are aggressively questing again.
Ja, endlich macht Jonathan mal was. Ja, so gewinnt man. Da ist Dillon LeDuc defeated in diesem Game. Ja, als ob das jetzt was machen würde. When you don't see it, it's bad news. Er hatte generell keinen guten Draw. Er musste so Tramp ausspielen für 4, um 3 zu ziehen und 3 zu discarden. Da weiß ich schon, was Sache ist.
And I don't know if we got 3 1-drops in hand, we can't establish it. But if we can just play a 2-drop and a couple of 1-drops here, we're representing Singer 8, and then we'll just be the whole board against this lone Hades, that would be the only thing left.
But honestly,
Aber der Jonathan Lam hatte Angst, dass sein Royal Guard überfahren wird von Bobby Zimmerowski, obwohl er super ist, weil du dann Bobby Zimmerowski überfahren kannst mit deinem Tipo. Und selbst wenn Daisy stattdessen kommt, dann bist du immer noch froh, dass du die jetzt noch mehr challengen kannst, bevor Emerald Comic Con im Spiel ist und dass sie keinen Lore gemacht hat. Es ist so weak, wie wenig Jonathan macht. Oh, für 3.
So if Jonathan doesn't find anything to deal with a readied character, that's...
Oof.
Alright,
We
so
can
we're
dig
going to see
again.
some Dumbos. That was a really good draw.
Pay it and draw it. Another one.
And
Breaking some more
we're
records.
Und jetzt mach Lore.
Or let it go. Or
We need to let it go here.
Warum denn? Wie viel Lore hat Dillon denn?
I
Hat er nicht nur 3?
Quest in.
Getting the quest in. And well, at least Dumbo doesn't get swept under the sea here, so that's
Ach so, wegen des Under the Sea.
Keep the Hades as
and we're
well.
questing up to 16. So actually, yeah, I mean, Jonathan doesn't. Unless we can see some Della's Moon lullabies, then yeah, Jonathan's position's looking pretty good.
Darum geht's, um das Under the Sea. Das kommt jetzt.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And
Well, we need double Della Moon's lullaby and then a Rhino. So yeah, if we had 2 of them here, we can actually wipe the board. But
that is only 3 lore, so we are gonna dig. Shout out to the ink there, sticking to the sleeve. Never seen that before.
Das habe ich auch noch nicht
Are
gesehen.
gonna
5 discard 5.
So
Probably
you
looking
can,
for that lullaby.
if you can go for the Under the Sea, you'll leave just the Hades and the Dumbo, get to 19.
But you just have no way to interact with the Dumbo.
Yeah.
Well, there is double Go-Go actually, so
For sure, that can challenge.
you've
Yeah.
got some challenging power, but it's not what you want to be doing.
So we're trying. I think we're digging for that Della Moon. The Chromacon now have to be discarded. So this is what Lam loves to see. You're putting the questing power in play. We are getting a quite sizable discard down.
Just thinking it through here for Dillon. I think that would. Yeah, I'm sure they were looking for the Della's Moon lullaby there, and
I don't think they found it.
Yeah,
I don't think they
otherwise
found
this
it.
would be an easy choice. So.
And we are going to go ahead and do the Under the Sea play. Had to do that no matter what, just to stick around for another turn.
And then
Ja, so überlebt er noch einen Turn, aber dann gewinnt er immer noch nicht.
follow up here for Dillon. I wonder what that is. That another tramp?
That's a tramp street smart dog, I want to say, in hand. Or the enterprising dog, I want to say. Whichever one. There are a lot of tramps in here.
Too many tramps.
Weil was kann Dillon denn machen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 Lore kann er sich machen, dann hat er so 11. Ist er 9 Short? Ja, die kann er nicht aus dem Hut zaubern.
I love
it. Yeah, I think the design on that was brilliant.
I mean, but it's too many, and they, let's get active with it as we
and
are.
Another Dumbo. Yeah, there's just. Oh.
Ja, Jonathan gewinnt.
And the octopus. So.
And we are just going to put
up to 19. So yeah, Jonathan, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. And Dillon scoops it up. So finally, the blurple deck.
Dillon weiß auch mal, wann es vorbei ist.
Hard to get feckless. Doesn't find that Chromacon.
I think so.
It's
man.
nice.
I think this is tough. You are definitely between a rock and a hard place trying to do this thing on the draw. Even winning on the play seems fairly difficult, but doing on the draw seems almost insurmountable sometimes. But you don't get here. You don't get to be the DLC champion without cracking some eggs, I say. You have to do it the hard way from time to time. And this is what is required of you. Dillon has to be super comfortable in the position that they are in on the play, getting that alter in and only sending 2 cards back to back. What do you think about that?
Not what Jonathan wants to see. Jonathan had a sail in hand, and I haven't seen a 1-cost character yet, so we've got to enter the unknown. But yeah, geez, this hand is not looking great.
I think I'm gonna keep that. Maybe there's a world where I'm gonna keep in the sail and I'm shipping.
Yeah,
man. I need to find somebody, dude.
I need some 1-costs.
Yeah.
I cannot get it done with
Weiß ich nicht. Ich glaube, Sapphire Spirit will ich auch behalten.
Like a Cheshire Cat here in this position. I'm keeping Sail the Other Sea and I'm sending 6 and I'm hoping for better days. Those cards just don't. Those cards do not bring me joy. Shout out to Marie Kondo out there. I'm sending them out of there.
All right, so we're keeping the genie.
I don't know. Maybe that's the sand pile.
Yeah, maybe that's the sand pile. Yeah, I don't mind the Elsa here. I think that'll put in some work in the later game.
And you can't get
Sail and Elsa. Yep. 7-5.
But now you're in a spot where you're on the draw. Imagine getting Mobleyed. Oh.
Oy, 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 oy.
You might have to keep you into the know just to protect yourself. I'm sorry. You might have to do it, Lam. No.
Yeah.
Imagine Mowgli, please.
But you know, maybe you'll find the Tipo and he can ink the save.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay.
Never punished.
But still, Mowgli seems like an absolute devastating card here with only one action to be able to discard. And then you go Tipo and your hand is just going to get juiced. You won't have the resources to be able to defend yourself because you've got him discarded, or you have put him into the inkwell with the Tipo.
But yeah, just look how calm Dillon looks here. Dillon he's played this matchup.
Dillon ist echt professionell, ey.
Not even sweating up here.
Mowgli on 2 and you just absolutely cry. I mean, that is just it's just so many things you have to dodge. It's like running through a minefield, man. They have Ursula, they have Mowgli, they have Chromacon, they have Tramp, they have Under the Sea, they have actually everything. Why is
many tools?
This is too much, man. Like,
Ich glaube, verliert jetzt schon.
Gas, man. How do you stop it? As the Elegant Spaniel is going to come down on 1, threatening Tramp. Quest for 2, no one-cost character. You love to see that if you are Dillon.
Dillon gets a free quest in here now.
Can't be Mowgli. Never Mowgli.
No.
Hat jetzt Tramp?
Is it the Mowgli? Lilo down. Oh, it's a tree.
Oh, it's a tree.
Okay,
and
we'll take
the
tree.
And just quest for 1. Yeah, I think this is good. I think even if Jonathan loses the sale there, like it's a very slow turn just developing a 1-quester. So I think as the Dogs player, and I think that's interesting with the new 2-cost Milan card, a lot of people thought this is going straight in Dogs. You play your Tramp, you pump it, you quest for 6.
Nee, ich meine, spielt Basils und Royal Guards. Und ich habe auch schon Blurple-Listen gesehen, die so mehr als 8 Eindruck haben. Ich weiß jetzt leider nicht, wie es aussieht bei Jonathan Lam. Sie haben hier nicht so nice die Decklisten gezeigt. Drüben beim CCQ hatten wir ja immer die Decklisten dann in den Elimination Rounds, wo es Open Decklist war. Haben sie uns vor den Games immer noch so die Decklisten gezeigt. Und es kann sein, dass sie uns die hier so doch auch gezeigt haben. Ich habe die übersprungen. Aber ich habe sie beim Fast Forward auch so nicht gesehen. Wenn sie die gezeigt haben, dann echt mega unter 10 Sekunden. Von daher denke ich mal, sie haben die nicht gezeigt. Wasabis hat er keine, genau. Wenn das Comic-Con liegt, dann muss er einfach damit leben, dass jetzt Comic-Con-Time ist. Andere Outs hat er einfach nicht. Er muss halt entweder, so eine Kombination aus selber Druck machen, möglichst viele, möglichst billige Karten ausspielen und möglichst Into the Unknown und Hades ausspielen, um die gegnerischen Charaktere in den Titten vorwärts zu machen. Das kann man schon schaffen, aber das ist halt kein gutes Matchup. Und vor allem, wenn man jetzt noch 2 Games gewinnen muss on the draw gegen der Gegner nur 1 on the play, da ist er halt highly favored, dieses Match zu gewinnen. Ich würde fast sagen, Dillon hat so 90% oder so, dieses Match zu gewinnen an der Stelle. 80 mindestens.
This Chromacon has just done his head in and he just doesn't know what's happening anymore. But yeah, geez, if Dillon misses ink here, then we might be seeing the start of the comeback here for Jonathan.
It looks like Dillon is in full meditation mode, really trying to focus the power of Chi and send that ink deck, and it is inkable, but it's a card you kind of want to play. I mean, that Nani's looking like something I want to...
You gotta get this. You gotta get this Tramp down. You gotta get one of these Under the Seas out.
He might be thinking about playing it. He looks like a gambling man. He's ready to gamble. Never mind. He said, "I'll take the road less traveled another day." As Tramp is going to come on through and fix my busted hand.
Take the road less traveled another day. About
off the top of the deck soon. They are starting to run low on gas. Yeah, they got the Tramp out, but they've got a bunch of 1/2s out on the board. And if they can't find a way to protect them with like a Chromacon or like a Shift Lady to refill the hand. They are going to run out of cards.
Naja, jetzt gerade wird doch erstmal noch gar nichts passieren und man kann noch voll locker so 3 Lore machen.
We got 2 Under the Seas and we got 3 Chromacons. So those are usually the first things you look at when you assess these Dogs decks. So this one definitely more on the aggressive side with the Chromacons.
And you have 2 in your hand right now, and you see both of them going to the inkwell. And I'm certain Lam is making a mental note of that. So Under the Sea is a threat that you're not going to have to worry about for the remainder of this game. Mowgli is also a card that you want to keep a nice count of now in the discard pile. But Lady can buy back that Mowgli.
I like it. But yeah, Jonathan again, just this deck is so slow. He missed his one. If he had a 1-cost character right now, Dillon might be on 0 lore. Because if you had that Royal Guard out, checking the Lady, checking the tree, it's a completely different story. So, yeah, just missing that one drop, really painful hit.
Ich weiß auch nicht, ob den spielt.
Yeah, this is still a super tough spot. And you still have this Iago in your hand, which is your 4-cost play. I guess you could set up the Cheshire Cat right now instead of that.
Ja, ich fände, glaube ich, besser jetzt Say the Azerite zu machen und Cat.
Onto your Iago and you probably immediately lose.
That's a great question. The answer is no.
There is no Sven.
Jonathan
there is no Tigger.
Is not Sven gaming out here.
Or Tigger gaming. Yeah. You were just on straight up super basic Betty stock and lock cock and 2 smoking barrels.
Gut wäre halt jetzt Say the Azerite und aber oh, was inkst du denn dann? Ja, du inkst dann halt so Iago und Elsa, wenn du Pech hast.
Wasn't able to duck the dogs matchup long enough.
Aber dann machst du halt noch Ink und legst Cat und Go.
Run it back is what they said, I believe.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I like the suggestion in the chat. Sail double ink into Cat here could be very promising. You get your ink total up. Cat's not the worst 4-drop to play anyway. Yeah. And I think that's what Jonathan's going to go for. So.
And I think he heard you. He's listening to the chat as he's locked in.
Hat noch den dritten Hades getopdeckt?
From all over the realm. We still are going to cost 2 card Iago, Elsa, and Cat are now down.
Yep, not a bad turn here. And I think this is another thing, and you'll see this in the experienced Blurple players. You ramp on 2, and some players will ramp on 2, and that's it for the rest of the game. I'm just going to ink 1 card per turn. But when the situation calls for
es ist Let It Go.
Flexible, and sometimes the correct play is to ramp.
Die Frage ist, ob du jetzt noch mit Tipo einen Schaden irgendwo drauf machst, vielleicht auf Lady.
Who are starting to become bricked in your hand.
A little bit of a liability there, so we need to find some ink for the next 2 turns.
And you kind of would like to hang on to that Let It Go as well. That is another clean answer to another potential threat that Dillon may be able to provide for you. Still have not seen that Chromacon. Never mind, forget I said anything. Chromacon is going to be off the top right there.
And let's watch
das war stark. Weil dann jetzt den Schaden zur Verfügung hat für die Cat. Auch wenn der Gegner den Tipo überfährt mit seinem X, dann kann immer noch den Schaden von dem X rüber bewegen auf auch die Lady und die Squad.
Jonathan Lam, no reaction.
He gives the thumbs up. I don't know why he's saying thumbs up. That's good. That was not good for you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
You throw the thumbs down.
I'm like, hey man,
no.
I'm like, hey, you mind if I read that real quick? Oh sure, here you go. What? Where's my card? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just chewing it up. I'm like, hey dude, he just ate my card. No, I didn't.
No, what card? What are you talking
about? All right, go ahead, keep going.
All right.
Okay.
We see the Basil out here. So
ja, ne, da kann man jetzt nichts machen.
We probably have to play Let It Go on the tramp. We have to send the cat.
Ich meine, ich würde jetzt natürlich erstmal die Oma hauen. Mit meiner Cat.
Total is just climbing, and they've got 1 card in hand. Just that big tramp. Filtering out those under the seas.
Nee, falsch. Der hätte die Oma hauen müssen. Die Oma. Weil dann hätte er jetzt die Cat spielen können und jemand anderen noch umbringen können mit der Cat Ability.
Let It Go on the big tramp. This is.
Oh, and we play the Basil.
I mean,
ja, so kann man es auch machen. Aber stell dir vor, er hätte stattdessen die Oma überfahren. Dann hätte man die Cat bouncen können. Aber dann hätte er die Cat legen können und boosten können und den Schaden von Baby Wondercrack verschieben auf Lady und die weg gewesen. Und dann hätte er zwar die Cat nochmal bouncen können, aber dann hätte sie die Karte von darunter auch noch auf die Hand bekommen und dann hätte sie immer noch inken können und den Eindrop legen und go. Und hätte es nächste Runde wieder einen wegmachen können und dann vielleicht mit der Cat sogar noch einen. Oder hätte es dann immer noch Let It Go machen können.
Juxtaposed to a Nani, a Bobby, a Tree, and a Weddy, followed by the Ursula. Double Hades.
Ich finde echt, Jonathan Lam hat hier ein Basic Deck gespielt und Basic gespielt und es ist super erstaunlich, dass es gereicht hat, um ein Finale zu erreichen. Und ich vermute, es liegt daran, dass in Australien das Niveau allgemein eher niedrig ist. Und dass Jonathan Lam halt aus der harten Schule von USA es für ihn nicht so hart gewesen ist, bei diesem halt 400 noch was Mann-Event top ins Finale zu kommen. Aber es ist nicht so. Also so. Miss Lorcana hat viel besser gespielt als Jonathan. Sie hat ja auch gewonnen. Dillon, ich achte leider mehr darauf, was Jonathan so macht, weil ich finde, dass er der Underdog ist und darum consider ich so, ob ich gewonnen hätte in seinem Seed. Der Underdog, ironically, gegen Underdog-Deck. Weil er auch mehr seine Hand in die Kamera zeigt, aber bei Dillon, ja.
Ever so slightly, but Nani is going to generate another plus. This card is so good.
Ich habe jetzt da auch noch nicht so die super Shiz-Plays gesehen. Eigentlich war der doch immer relativ methodical.
Emerald Steel and the draw engine was like the Chromacon and the dock, and it's like you play your dock, and then your opponent challenges something, you bounce your dock with your own Chromacon, and it was just over and over again. We're seeing a similar sort of thing going on here.
And I mean, there's just so many different ways this deck is attacking from.
Duck. Oof, this is looking brilliant for Dillon here.
And the questing continues. We do have Hades, the Infernal Schemer, is in hand, so we can get to a.
Die Frage ist, ob Jonathan gewonnen hätte gegen diesen Gegner von Miss Lorcana.
And maybe you can get a bounce.
Wer war er denn? Keiner weiß es, ne? Second Place sofort wird vergessen. Irgendein Man.
Send a 2-quester away, but again, you're just walking in quicksand, man.
Every turn, it feels like Dillon's been able to play multiple characters, and you've been able to play one. It's just so tough.
So we might be getting the handshake starting to extend here as Hades, the Infernal Schemer, is going to be deployed. Daisy Duck goes away.
Well, we might see a challenge come through, but
Hades, the Infernal Schemer, has to get active because that is a lot of lore in place. Taking down that.
And we let it go. All right, well, that was a pretty good turn for Jonathan, but even so, just, what do we got? 15 lore, probably questing up to 18, and we got the go-go in hand, so.
Man, this is tough indeed. Ursula, Webby, and Lady. Lady only quested for 1. I think you could play 2 characters and get her up to 3. Wait a minute. Quest for 3.
18.
Get up to 18. Double go-go is the hand. And is there a world where we just hold these things, or do you deploy them?
I think
you always deploy.
Yeah,
that is it.
I like it.
So I think this game is going to be over, and I think Jonathan Lam recognized that.
There it is,
out.
well done.
And Dillon LeDuc is going to be your DLC Melbourne
Der Herzog.
champion. Getting it
Well done.
in decisive fashion, and the dogs ain't heard no bell, finishing it right where they left off and punching your team.
Gucken wir mal, ob wir Interview sehen mit dem.
Challenge just all the way up and get and
I don't just recognize this one.
Mickey's too much time. But right here, you head to the grand finals in this situation. It's, I think, of DLC the middle here, and then we'll also get Dillon to come by while we set up that award ceremony. So right here, you have your second place finalist of DLC Melbourne, and coming through and performing very well. You had an incredible tournament, but you get to the grand finals and you face up against, I think, one of your worst matchups. Can you just talk about, from your experience, we saw it from our position, but from your perspective, what went wrong there for you in this situation?
Well, so I'm a little sick.
Yeah.
Can't hear, so I hope it's coming through all right.
Maybe we'll switch headsets.
Sure.
JDZ, you can do the interview.
Yeah, he's out of here as he's leaving.
I'm gonna go get some lunch.
All right, so I hope you guys can hear me. What went wrong? Chromacon is a pretty problem.
Yeah.
But all respect to Dillon. He's like actually an insane player, super well deserved, and I couldn't be happier for him.
For sure. Was in your deck building process, I'm so sorry that you are under weather. I hope you do feel better. Playing in these tight spots, in these critical climates, man, not feeling well is obviously not optimal. But going back to your deck building and deciding on the deck that you want to play, was there any consideration for having answers to some of these very pesky items? I'm thinking Snowfort, I'm thinking Lantern, I'm thinking Emerald Chromacon, and it seemed like that card kind of jumped all on you there.
Yeah, if I had Wasabi, maybe I would have had a chance. But I was expecting a lot of blur pull, so I wanted to tech for the mirror a lot. So that ended up doing good for me in Swiss and all the way through top cut. But I'm against one of the best dog players in the world, so I don't think I had a chance for that. He was obvious. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It was very tough to see, but you did kind of compose yourself, and you did come out and get a win on the play there to force that all-important game number 4, I want to say, or excuse me, game number 4. Yeah, game number 4, but you were on the draw. What lines were you looking for in hopes to maybe try to get back into contention and force game number 5?
Game number 4,
on the draw, yeah.
I had an option of going triple ramp into Hades, and I was hoping that would be enough, but given how fast he was going, I had to start putting some bodies on the board. So I had to do double ramp into Cat, and then hopefully just draw into some removal songs to remove his characters without challenging them, because if I put in the Inkwell, the Chromacon doesn't trigger. So
yeah, so that's I mean, it was just very tough to see that whole thing go down the way that it did. Again, I was telling them a story about how you were a player that really I have a nice relationship with. You're one of my very first coaches that I ever had in Disney Lorcana. Seeing you way back in the day playing those Sapphire and Steel strategies, seeing you come all the way this way. This is your second trip to Melbourne, and this time you made it even further than you did last time, winning your third golden Mickey. So I want to say from me to you, man, keep your head up. I know this is not how you wanted this to go, but still, how are you feeling getting your third golden Mickey overall?
Oh no, I feel completely good.
Okay.
Like, I'm not disappointed at all. Like, I'm happy to lose to a player that deserves it, and he's a good person, and he's a good friend. So
okay.
I'm super happy for him. And yes, you mentioned I did better this time. I even got to see some quokkas at the Melbourne Zoo this time.
Let's go.
So, yeah.
Let's go, quokkas,
That's why
man.
I'm sick, because I was walking in the hot weather for like a few hours. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Well, Lam, I'm going to let you go as we are going to get ready for the award ceremony. But I want to say, again, huge congratulations to you. We're going to try to get the champ to come by here and share his story as well to see what he's got going on. But before we let you go to go get some vitamins and some water, any shout-outs that you need to give for anyone that might be watching at home?
Absolutely. So just all the players here, they did amazing jobs. Congratulations to everyone here. Congratulations to Dillon. Great player. He's going to Worlds. Congratulations to JDZ. You're doing a great job on the stream. Shout out to my girlfriend. Thank you for always being there and supporting me. Shout out to all the judges here. They did actually an amazing job. And thank you just to Disney and Ravensburger for making such a lovely game that everyone loves to play.
Absolutely, man. So, again, keep your head up. Oh.
WCC, you guys are the best. I stopped playing Blue Steel. I'm still playing Metadex now, and it's actually working. So,
right on, man. We're going to come back to Sapphire Steel at some point.
Someday,
when it gets really good.
Popsicle.
Absolutely, man. But again, Lam, you know I got nothing but love for you, man. I hope you continue to do well in these events and keep playing and keep traveling. And eventually, you're going to get over that threshold. You're already invited, I believe, to the national event. Is that true or no?
I have one national invite to China, but I don't think there's a nationals for Melbourne. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you do have a national invite that exists somewhere in the world. So you're going to have to continue to travel and keep pursuing your goals, and eventually you're going to get that breakthrough. And I will be there hoping for you to do so. All right, Mr. Lam.
Thank you.
Take care, brother.
Take care.
All right, so that is Jonathan Lam, second place, DLC Melbourne finalist. As, again, being sick is just something that I absolutely do not want to do. Shout out to production here. We are going to go ahead and hit this one time. If we get a little bit of those C's as well. If you see one of those little, yeah, here we go. Yeah, we're going to do this. Yeah, get a little wipe down on that. Again, not trying to, I can't do it. Okay, I'm on vacay here in the Down Under.
Yeah, and definitely just the jet lag and the change of climate, like it's going to get to you. Flying from winter to summer just to play a tournament and then flying back,
I know.
It is tough, man.
They've been
tough on the body.
They've been absolutely putting in the miles and getting completely active, moving around the entire country and world to do so. But while we are waiting on the award ceremony to come through, let's see if we can get our new current and reigning DLC Melbourne champion to come by and say hello. If we can get Dillon! If we can get Dillon to come on through here, if that's a possibility, if we can come on over, if you don't mind, I think we can get that mic going. Let's see it. Oh, we got third mic happening. And coming to the stage, we have your current and reigning DLC Melbourne champion is coming through. We are setting up for the award ceremony, but come on through in the building, coming at you live and direct. It's going to be Mr. Dillon, your DLC Melbourne champion. I believe we can hear right here. Selfie from the booth. Boom. There it is. But Dillon, getting loose, getting busy, getting active. You are now the Disney Lorcana Challenge World Champion, and you are going directly to the World Champ or Disney Lorcana Melbourne Champion, and you're going directly to the World Championship.
Well, he is the World Champion too, because 100% win rate from Melbourne onto Worlds. So
if I do that, that's
how it works. If you win Melbourne, you win Worlds.
Right on, man. So I gotta ask, man. You got the dogs. You were playing masterfully. I think you played very well in both of the feature matches that we saw you perform in, and it was just a showcase of how you play that deck. How long have you been playing this Amber Emerald Dog strategy, and what is it about that deck that drives you, and why are you playing it?
Well, I'm playing since like middle of set 9, so it's not like I've been able to play like Blurple and other stuff, but like nothing compares to like the complexity of dogs because like you're making choices like all the time, and then like I got my group of friends, like we all had a background in Hearthstone, so then we all brought dogs, and then actually all of them made it to top 32, so it was actually insane. Yeah.
Right on. All coming in, because we understand you're coming in from beautiful and sunny Southern California. I think I saw you at some of the Collectors Expos down there.
I was we split the top 4.
That's right. I remember that.
You casted the whole thing.
That's right. I remember that. Shout out to Collectors Expo, man. I was down there with you,
crazy.
and we had that tournament.
Small world, right?
Small world, literally. We're both out here in Australia together, and you were doing very well there, and now you're doing very well here, and I'm assuming you're going to be doing very well in the World Championship. But I have your deck list here. Can you just talk about it real quick? Why did you construct this deck this way? What are some of the lines that you're looking for? And this seems very clean, very elegant, very optimized. What was some of the process to get this deck built the way that you did?
It's pretty standard. I mean, like, you have to cut down on incubables because I think there's 19. So last set, it already went to 19, or my was, and then you have to like find anything else to cut because you can't run like more than 20. I feel like. So I basically just copied and pasted that, replaced it with the Willows and Nanis because Nani helps against like so many like times when you're like finding Tramp and then what you want after it. So it's another big body that you can like challenge. And that's how like you would lose to like random Calhouns that just like stay on the board forever basically. But now you just play one Nani and the Calhoun dies. And then I spoke to Tiago at the Airbnb. I was split between Scrump Dogs and this. I was probably gonna end up with this anyways. But we're good buddies. Both came from Hearthstone, and then he pushed me to eventually just pick this deck that I've been practicing. Like it's my bread and butter since I've been playing it for a long time.
Oh, absolutely. But your bread, and if that's your bread and butter, I believe one of your knife or maybe some of your Vegemite is going to be that Emerald Chromacon. Talk to me about that card. It seems to me like a messed up card. And you were really leveraging that thing to its utmost capability. Talk to us about that card and how powerful was that throughout this tournament today?
It's literally a broken card. I only lost 2 games the whole tournament. So actually, 3 games. I faced Tiago and actually lost to him in like round 4 or something. But Chromacon's unplayable there. And then I lost the one to Lam, and then I didn't draw Chromacon in that game. So it's a broken card. Like if you know how to play into it, there's so many things you can do with it. Like you saw me bouncing my own guys, bouncing their guys. Like so much options, right?
It synergizes so nicely. I'm talking, you got Go-Go that you can bounce and redeploy. You have the Nani that you can bounce and redeploy. You have the Tramp that you can bounce, redeploy, and get more value there. So there's just so many different things that you can do with that Emerald Chromacon. And I think now that you have kind of set the stage, set the tone of what this metagame is going to be like, I think people might have to now start to include more item removal in the deck.
The meta is going to be like so broken right now because everyone's going to run item hate, and then I can't play this anymore. I'm probably going to have to switch to something else, to be honest. But yeah, I can adapt.
That's all right. You got your DLC wins.
I got this.
You can cash that in and move on to something else.
Exactly. So now you have the ultimate goal of going directly to the Disney Lorcana Challenge World Championship. Is there any other events that you were scheduled to play, and does that kind of change your approach? Because you got to stay hungry. You got to stay in the lab. You got to stay crafting.
There's not that many like NA events because it's like indie, and that's like it. And this is only my 4th DLC. Only went to 3 NA ones. So usually don't travel, but I might be able to make an appearance, but you can't make everything because I also have a busy life.
Okay.
So we'll see. I will definitely be around a lot of like SoCal events, like random weekends, so people will get to see me. There's a big scene there, obviously.
Absolutely.
So, know like a lot of people from the area. So yeah.
West Coast, Best Coast, stand up, man, as you come out here and getting active. Well, champ, we are setting up for the award ceremony here very soon, man. So before we let you go to get over there to receive your golden Mickey and all of the awards associated to that, I want to say again, huge congratulations to you for a job well done. And any shout outs, who helped you get here? No one gets here alone. No one gets to the mountaintop by themselves.
Yeah.
You're going to have a crew of people pushing you up there and getting to where you need to be. So go ahead and take a little bit of time. Don't forget anybody, and give those shout outs to everyone who might be watching at home that helped you get to this mountaintop.
Yeah, so first practice partners, my Airbnb was Darian, Josh, and James. We're all on dogs, and then Tiago came to practice with us, and then a lot of people I met here. also for the first time. There's like, you know, friends of friends.
Yeah, right.
And Josh is from New Zealand, so the main point of this was to like visit friends too, and I got to do that in a really cool way. And I have more time here also, so I could get to spend my extra days here. Already had like amazing dinners and food, and yeah, like this. I love Melbourne. Like there's lots to do, and you know, yeah.
But I gotta know it is Melbourne, all right?
Melbourne. Yeah.
Just
Melbourne.
Yeah, just so you know, I want to make sure that you are pronouncing that name of that city correctly. Just because I'm Australian, so I want to make sure you're accurate, man. But again, so shout out to everyone who helped the new DLC champion get to that spot, man. And again, from me to you, congratulations. We're about to get that golden Mickey in your hand. So with that, we'll go ahead and let you go. I think they're lining up over there to begin to start that ceremony.